Hey everybody, welcome to our Pink Boot Camp online. So excited to be able to offer you this video course. This is the first time we're doing this, so bear with us if there's any glitches, but we wanted to make sure that people that worked full-time or that were across the country would be able to have the training that everybody here local is going to be able to get. So the first paper that you want to have, and we should have given you these ahead of time, is your Pink Boot Camp commitment form. So you can read through the top. Set yourself some goals for whatever course we're on. Set yourself some goals for the end of that course. Usually it's going to be about 2.5 to 3 months long for each course. So make sure that you've written down those goals. So what are your goals by September 30th?
Is to be in my red jacket and have 5 members.
5 team members. Now you already have 1. Okay, and it is what? July, the middle of July. So you have a little over 2 months to get 4 more. I think that's perfect. And go on target for your car with 5 team members. Perfect. Love that. All right. So one of the things that we want to show you is the prize for this session. Each session, the prizes will be different. I'm going to grab the handbag. But the prize for this session is the Earn Your Stripes Mary Kay handbag. So when you do the course completion, you get this adorable bag. It's got the glitter handles and then the pink insert inside. And it says, I love my Mary Kay on the front. So when you complete, even if you're remote, if you do all the requirements, you're going to get that handbag. And then one of the other things, I'm going to grab them. Oh, you got it already. We'll just show you this right now. Earn Your Stripes tumbler when you do your 600 wholesale in July. So again, those prizes will change every single session, but that's the ones that we know of right now for this one. So as you go through, the expectations are written on here. It's a 12-week course, so you need to do at least 10 of all of the things that are weekly. I understand sometimes we may miss out on them, but honestly, with this remote course, or having these videotaped, you should be able to hit all of them. But to get the prize, you have to do at least 10. All right, so attend all the meetings, do at least 10 sharing appointments, 12 meetings, 12 sharing appointments, 10 guests. Our format is we have a 10 a.m. training from 10 to 12, and then from 12 to 1, we're going to be doing sharing appointments. So if you're local here, obviously you're bringing people to those. And then 1 p.m. we're doing our skincare class. If you're not local, if you're not with us, then you can be doing those on the phone with your director, either Emily or myself, and then you can be doing those skincare classes on your own or be bringing people to meetings that are local to you. So doing at least 60 faces by the end of September, completing your online color certification course. That's really important, and then reading the Mary Kay autobiography. So those are just the requirements that you need to meet to be earning that bag at the end. There are other prizes that we'll be talking about. It's obviously on your sheet. And then for the all-star party at the end here, we did want to announce that on October 3rd, we are all going to Six Flags in Vallejo. So if you are a red jacket by that point in time at whatever level, you are free. And then if you add 3 qualified team members between now and the end of September and a red, then you're going to actually get an all-day drink pass as well, which is really fun. It comes in this really cool big cup. Anywhere you go in the park, you get free drinks. So I know I will be earning that one just because I've always wanted that, and I've never been willing to fork out the money for it. So you get to earn that for free as well. And then Star Consultants, you guys get to come with us at your own expense. If you're not quite in red, we definitely want you at the party, but you'll get to pay your own way for this time.
At a discounted rate.
At a discounted rate. Yes. Okay, so make sure that you have this with you, and you're putting that in a location where you see it all the time so you can be tracking those expectations. And I am tracking what you are doing. So you need to make sure that you're sharing with me. I have the names of the women that are involved in this, and then we'll be doing star chart here as you're attending and as you're meeting certain goals and getting prizes. And if we have a contest for the day or for the week, whoever wins will have a star, but then the numbers will be there as well. So you can see your progress throughout this 12 weeks. So the first thing that I want to go through are some of the other prizes. This says Independent Sales Director Unit Challenges up at the top. So if you pull this sheet out, this has the basic challenges that we have for every single new consultant when they sign up and start their business. So these are specific from Mary Kay. Do you have this one with you? Okay, I'll give you mine in a second. So this is your perfect start. That's doing 15 faces in your first 2 weeks or 5 parties with at least 3 people there. Now, some of you may be seasoned consultants already and some of you are brand new. But what we wanted to do is, regardless of where you're at in the business, if you haven't completed these, complete these now, earn the prizes. And so you get a second chance to do those. Because sometimes when we first start, we're just not really in the groove. We don't know what we want to do with the business yet. So you get a charm for your bracelet for that, a charm for your bracelet for a Power Start. That's 30 faces in 30 days. And then Power Start Plus is doing 30 faces and 6 sharing appointments. And a sharing appointment is just you, me, and somebody else. So your director, yourself, and somebody that may be interested in the business, sitting down for coffee or doing a phone call or coming to a meeting and talking more about Mary Kay as a business. So those are the things that we're doing at 1 p.m. No, noon. Did I share that in this video? Was that the last one? This is our second take. 10 a.m. trainings, noon is our sharing appointments, and then 1 p.m. skincare classes. I think I may have. So if not, call me. Ask me questions. So the pros of sharing, you can earn as well. You get the pearl earrings when you do 3 sharing appointments, pearl bracelet when you do 6, and then a pearl necklace that matches the set when you add your first qualified team member. Ooh, you earned that. She added her first qualified team member. Mm-hmm. Don't let us forget tonight. Okay. And then we have our bronze, silver, and gold medals. And that's when you add 3, 4, 5 or more team members in a month, regardless of whether they order, you get these charms for your bracelet. So we're going to be racking up those charms for your bracelets. And we'll be keeping track of that on our star chart as well. So make sure that you're keeping on those, the different contests that we're doing throughout, and even just meeting the requirements for the course, you'll earn those doing that. But again, make sure you're tracking it, and then when you go to your meetings, remind your director that you have earned that prize. So the first thing that we want to show you here is your weekly plan sheets. So if you need more of these, you can go to Mary Kay in Touch, and you can click on Business Tools, go all the way to the bottom where it says Weekly Accomplishments, kind of hover over, and it'll pull down a drop-down menu. And one of the things in there is your weekly plan sheet. And so this has your week at a glance. And so I know a lot of consultants that print multiples of these out, and they schedule their weeks ahead of time. And so this has, all of the hours, and it's just kind of a really nice layout for you to have. And you can color code this. So I'm going to have you do this in just a second, where you color code and you put all your requirements in there first. So if you have another job, which I know you do coming up, not right now though, so you would start with like this week. And for the sake of Mary Kay, our weeks start on a Sunday and they end on a Saturday. So anything you're doing tracking-wise, Sunday through Saturday, okay? So you would put your typical week, or if you look at your schedule, put your next week on there, or this week, all right? We started yesterday with a Sunday. So doing your Sunday through Saturday, putting all of your requirements in there first. Your other work schedules, if you have church, or if you have times that you go to the gym, or if you have family times that are scheduled. What else? Personal growth times. Any requirements.
Cooking time.
Well, I'll get to those in 1 second. Yeah. Anything that's a requirement that you have for your life, you're going to put in here first. And then you're going to go back and you're going to put in your Mary Kay. Okay? So one of the things that we're going to talk about is being really consistent in your business. One of the tracks to run on is what's called a 3+3+3 in Mary Kay. That's 3 parties, 3 sharing appointments, and at least $300 in sales every single week. Now, if you do that every week in Mary Kay, my guess is in about 6 months, consistently, right? 3+3+3 every single week. In about 6 months, you'll have earned, or have at least be on target, probably earned your free car. Okay? Now, if you want to do it faster, do 5 + 5 + 5. And if you just want to be consistent, if you're just getting going and you have another full-time job, or you're just trying to fit it in the little tiny bits that you can, do 1 + 1 + 1 or 2 + 2 + 2. But whatever you do, be consistent and work your business full circle, because when you're doing those numbers, you're seeing the faces with the parties, you're meeting people at those parties, and you're getting sharing appointments with them just to sit down and talk a little bit more about the business. And then you're making sales. And so that's what we call working your business full circle, is where you kind of take full advantage of the people that are in front of you and getting the products on their face, and then really connecting with those people, finding out, are they interested in a business opportunity? And if they're not, honestly, would they help you with your training? Because sometimes people just need to hear a little bit more information before they're ready to go for it. And whether they want to do it or not, it's still really good training for you, because you kind of hear the questions that they would ask and the answers that we as directors will give. So in the future, when people are asking you questions, you kind of know which answers to give people, okay? So putting in those booking times. So when are you going to schedule your parties? You've put in your whole life, and then you're going to find those 2-hour time slots where you're going to do your parties, whether it's 3 or 5 or less. You don't need more than that necessarily, unless you want to do 10 parties a week. What you're going to do is you're going to have those time slots set out for yourself, And then you're going to double, triple, or even quadruple book. If you have a central location, you can do even more than that. But if you are booking at somebody's house or your own house, still double book, because half or more of everything that you book is going to cancel or reschedule. So if you know that ahead of time, you're going to book 2 to 3 times as many parties as you want to hold. And if they both hold at the same time, we have a program called dovetailing. And so when you dovetail, let's say you've coached your party, you've booked it, you've coached it, you know that they're both coming, or they're both, going to be ready at their houses with a guest list, and you obviously can only be in one place at one time, okay? So you're going to call a sister consultant and say, hey, would you like a free party? I've done all the work. These ladies are going to be here. Would you like to do it for me? Who's going to say no to that, right? You've already done all the work. And so they're going to go do that party for you. And in the dovetail, we have it all set up about who makes what money. The person who booked it is going to make 15%, okay? Now, this is of the profit. You make 50% profit. So 15% of the profit. The person who held it is going to make 35%, okay? Now, the person who booked it is going to keep the hostess as her customer, because that's who she was connecting with. And the person who held it is going to keep the customers or the guests of the hostess as her customers. Okay? So it's a really nice way to make money even if you can't be somewhere, but you got to book like a doctor's office. You got to book multiple appointments at one time, because you don't want to waste the precious time that we have. Okay, there's nothing worse than planning for a party and getting ready for it, and okay, it's a week away and I'm all ready, and I have a party in a week, I have a party in a week. And then that week comes and you're finally ready for your party and they cancel or reschedule, and you're like, I was so ready for that. Okay, so you want to make the best use of your time. So make sure that you fill these out every single week. Not only are you putting in the time slots for your parties, but however many parties a week that you want to hold, you're going to do at least an hour of booking calls for those parties. You can call about 20 people in an hour. You're going to book at least 2, or you should be. If not, call us, talk to us. We'll help you refine your booking skills. But be booking at least 2 an hour, which is going to translate into 1 party held. Okay? So when you do 3 hours of booking calls for 3 parties, you should be getting about the right thing. Now, if you don't have enough leads, instead of making booking calls, you're going to be doing things to go out and get leads. So different ways that we get leads: boosts, referrals, customer appreciations, family and friends. Right now, if you're brand new, you should be working off of your contact list, practicing, getting that training underneath your belt so you even know how to hold a party. So we'll talk more about that later with you individually if you need help figuring out how to get leads. Not only are you going to set the times for those, you're going to set the times for your sharing appointments. Now, sharing appointments are kind of fluid. Obviously, these have to be within somebody else's schedule. And you want to do a sharing appointment within 48 hours of the time that they have had a party or put the products on their face, if at all possible. Because the closer they are to the product, the more likely they are to sign up, because life hasn't had a chance to kind of like burst their pink bubble yet. Okay? And so you want to do those really quickly. They're still excited, and then move them on from there if they're interested and book those sharing appointments. So schedule in your time for sharing appointments. Obviously, during this course, you can schedule sharing appointments. Monday night meetings. For us, we do them on Monday nights. If you're an adopted director, figure out whatever those meetings are. Put those in your schedule. You definitely want to go to your trainings. This course, put it in your schedule. Everything in here, and then color code it so you know where your balance is. You don't want to be doing 30 hours of personal growth and 5 hours of Mary Kay. That's going to get you really, really cool, but not very far in your business maybe. So kind of make sure that you're having that balance. If you're super busy, schedule time, schedule date night, schedule time with your kids one-on-one. And then my best recommendation here is to make a photocopy of this, share it with your significant other, or even have them help you create it. If you have a significant other that is concerned about you doing Mary Kay or the time that you're going to be away, make sure that they help you create this so that you agree together on the times that you're going to be working your business. So when you say, okay, baby, I'm headed out, he doesn't go, what? I thought you were watching the kids. You have agreed ahead of time, and so that it's arranged. And then put it on the fridge so that there's no forgetting. Okay? And stick to it. This is your work schedule. You guys, if you work Mary Kay like a real job that you have to clock in and clock out, there is no way that you can be unsuccessful, because you're seeing the faces and you're putting in the time and the effort. Okay? So I'm going to let you kind of work on that for a minute and put in your life, put in your schedule. And while you're doing that, I am going to go to the next sheet here. And this sheet is called IPAs. And so what are you going to do with your time? Obviously, if you are working your business, you want to make sure that you're putting the right work in those, anywhere from 10 to 20 or whatever hours per week you want to work. And so IPAs, not the alcohol, not the beer. We are talking about income-producing activities. So I'm going to trust that you have the sheet in front of you. If you look through, you want to make sure to have your name and the week that you're tracking here. And you should probably be able to find these on InTouch as well. If you go to the top right-hand side of the InTouch page, there should be a search, and you can type in IPA or income-producing activities. You should be able to find this on there. If not, search it on Google. You'll definitely find it. Okay, so what results do you want from your Mary Kay business? More money, earn the use of a career car, be an independent sales director. These income-producing activities are what you need to focus on. Now, these boxes down here is where you're going to start. Do you want to be a part-time Mary Kay consultant, 5 hours a week? Do you want to be a full-time Mary Kay consultant, 10 to 15 hours a week? Or do you want to earn the use of a free car or be a sales director, probably 15 to 20 hours a week? Okay, which one of those are you looking at? And honestly, you could do this in 10 to 15. But obviously, the more time you dedicate, the better your results are going to be. So how much time, how much effort, what do you want to achieve, what are your goals? And that's going to determine how many of these IPAs you do. 5 a week, 10 a week, or 15 a week. Now, doing one thing for your business every day doesn't seem very hard, right? That's just your part-time level. 2 things for your business every day, how about 3? 3 things for your business every day, 5 days a week, and you being a sales director or a free car driver? That just seems crazy small. But what I love about Mary Kay is if you focus on the right things, you don't need to put in crazy hours to get the money that you would get out of any other full-time, 40 hours a week, if not more, job. Okay? So what are those IPAs? And you can read along with us. Doing a skincare class or a party or a show, anything where you're putting the product on at least 3 faces and earning at least $100. Okay? That's one of them. Another one, 2 facials or on-the-go appointments. The only difference between facials and parties or skincare classes, a facial is 1 to 2 people, and a party or skincare class is 3 or more. Okay? So 2 facials, so you're seeing 2 to 3 faces there. Minimum of $100 in sales and 3 faces between the 2 of them. So that's 1 facial and a double facial, right? 2 new bookings. So when you're making your booking calls, those are IPAs. Bookings are the lifeblood of your business. If you don't have bookings on your date book, you're going to be out of business really quick. Okay? Coolest thing about Mary Kay, all it takes to get back in business, pick up that phone. Okay? $100 in retail, in customer service, web sales, brochure, whatever it takes, just sell $100. That is an IPA. Do a marketing tape. Now, we don't really have tapes anymore, but there's CDs, there's videos online about people sharing their story in Mary Kay with questions to follow. So one of my favorites right now is amykemp.me, so just .me. And then there's questions on that. It's about a 15-minute video of a woman named Amy Kemp sharing her story in Mary Kay. And then there's questions that you can talk to your director about. And if you have somebody that is watching that video and then engaging with you on those questions, and then after that, you can direct them to myself or to Emily, and we can follow up with them and kind of talk to them a little more about their interest in Mary Kay. That is an income-producing activity. A team-building interview, so it's a sharing appointment interview, lots of different things that we call it. It's all just your director, yourself, and a prospective consultant sitting down talking more about Mary Kay as a business. Bringing a guest to a meeting that stays for the marketing presentation. They can't just come in for the skincare and leave. They got to stick around. They got to talk to the director after, really kind of dig in and see if they're interested in Mary Kay as a business. But bringing guests to meetings are really fun because you get the full spectrum. They get to see the other consultants. They get to see the recognition. They get to see the prizes that those consultants are earning. Hear a little bit more from those consultants about what they're doing in their business and maybe what else they've done before or during Mary Kay. They get to see other guests loving the skincare. They get to experience their own facial. And then we have a marketing presentation as well. And there's fun and there's prizes. So they just kind of get the full Mary Kay experience wrapped up in 2 hours. So definitely bring guests to meetings. 7 new names and numbers. So getting leads, generating leads, that's an income-producing activity because without leads, you don't have anybody to call. And then adding a new team member. All right, so those are it. That's where you want to focus in your business. If you are organizing your product for 5 hours in a day, it feels like you've done a whole lot of work, and by the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, I worked so much on my Mary Kay today, and my office looks fantastic. and you didn't talk to a single person. And so, yes, get your product organized or pay somebody else to do it, but make sure that you're focusing on the whatchamacallits? Income producing activities. The activities, that's the word I was thinking, the activities that bring you money. Okay? So I feel like there are more papers that I'm missing. How are you doing on that? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So you have, what?
I said I just have the Mary Kate stuff on.
Okay, because it's summer for you
Yeah.
and you work during the year, so you have all the time in the world. Okay, but what I love about this, when you have all the time in the world, sometimes we take all the time in the world on our couch. I don't know about you, but I could sit on my couch all day long if you let me, right? But that's not going to get me anywhere in my business. And so by setting yourself up a schedule, it's almost like you're clocking in and clocking out, and you can schedule your fun and your free time around that, and then these are the times that you're working your business. So awesome.
So last time we talked about putting time on there for lead generation.
Right.
And then we gave hints of how to find leads if they don't know too. We kind of went into that.
Did we? Okay, so again, we are redoing this training because we didn't record it the first time. Scheduling time for yourself to get leads. If you want to come closer, they can see you and you can talk a little bit about that. I'm going to just take my chair and I'll go find the other. Here, Emily's going to talk for a minute.
Oh, hi guys!
Go take your chair. I'm going to find out what another...
Okay, so lead generation, it's really important, depending on what your goals are, to make sure that you have enough leads to achieve those goals for every party. And we can break it down for you. If you're like, I want to do 3 parties a week, we can tell you exactly how many people you need to call, how many parties you need to book, and how many leads that you need to get to do that, depending on what level that you want to be. And so it's really important to put time in for lead generation, or to make sure if you have a party scheduled and that party doesn't show up, that you turn that time into lead generation time. So you're still doing an IPA, you're still doing something that can make you income. And so some of the different ways that are my favorites to go get leads, there's customer appreciations, and I love that one. That's where you talk to a local business or a restaurant or something like that, and you tell them that you want to do a customer appreciation for them. So what we do here, and so if you're local, we can help you with this and help you get it set up. So you can always call us and be like, there's this business here and I kind of want to do a customer appreciation. I think they'll let us, and we can kind of help you and go get that set up. But we have these little wooden roses. They cost us 10 cents a piece, or consultants that are local can buy them from us. If you're not local, we can try to help you figure out something else that will work instead.
We'll the website.
Yeah, and there's the website. You can go and just order them. We just order them in bulk, so we have them here. And so we go to a business. We have our little sign-up sheets for people. We say to every woman, hi, did you get your free rose yet today? And of course they're like, oh no, I didn't. Thank you. That's beautiful. And you're like, okay. And give me your name and number. We're doing a drawing for a free pampering session and a gift certificate. Okay. All right, great. I'll get you entered. And right there, you're getting a name and number of someone that's excited, that is waiting for your call, hoping that they can get a pampering session. And so you want to pay attention when you do those and make sure that you write notes for what customers that you want to work with and what ones you're not quite wanting to work with and things like that. So when you call in, but you can call as many as you want. You don't have to pick a winner or a couple winners. You can call all the ones that you want to, except for the ones that you're like, no, I don't think they would be very good. And so that's a great way to do it. We've done so many of them around town in Reading. We did Valentine's Day. We were at restaurants all over town, and I myself got about 150 leads that night. And good leads, too. It took me for a while to call those and get all those parties booked. But there's a ton of different things that we can do for booths. So us here, we have Market Fest every Thursday night. It's a little festival in downtown. We set up a booth, and again, we hand out our roses. We've done home and garden shows. We've done wellness fairs. There's really no cap of what you can do and what you can't. It kind of fits into everything. And so let us know if you're interested in a booth, and we'll tell you what we have coming up. But that's a great way to get leads. Another way to get leads is things like scavenger hunts. We have different pre-assigned lists that we can give you, and you go out, and the list says something to the effect of find a woman with really cute high heels, or find a woman with a good updo, or something like that. But you get to pick the customers you want to approach. You go up to them and be like, hi, I'm sorry, I know this is kind of awkward, but my unit's in a scavenger hunt and I'm trying to find a woman with gorgeous curly black hair, and you totally fit the spot for me. Is there any way I can use you to write you off my list? Mm-hmm. How could you say no to that? I mean, I just complimented. And so, okay, what's your name and your phone number? Great, thank you so much for helping. Just for helping me, I'm going to enter you into a drawing to get a free pampering session, a gift card. Thank you, have a nice day. So I've done that before. I did that over Christmas. I went to the mall. Kohl's was really good around here for that. And I loved it because I only approached the people that I knew I wanted to work with. From that, I even got a consultant. So that's awesome. And so that's a really good way to do it, but there's countless ways that you can go do it. So if you're in need of leads, let us know because we can help you do whatever you need within your area to help you start getting those leads, because it starts at the leads. If you don't have leads and people to call, you can't start getting your bookings and seeing your faces. So it kind of all starts there.
Okay. Yay, thank you. All right. So then the next sheet that we're going to show you here talks about weekly accomplishments. This is actually something that you're going to fill out online. But we have a paper version. Again, you're going to find that under Business Tools, Weekly Accomplishment Sheets, and then that drop-down menu, it'll have these that you can print out. So you can carry these with you throughout the day or throughout the week, but it's the best way to put them is online so that it'll track all the numbers for you. But with this paper one, here's one for you. We do want to go through it a little bit, just making sure that you're putting in the date of who you've worked with, list the hostess name. Now this one on the paper one says address and phone number and all that stuff. You don't need all that. But just the hostess, and then time invested. So if it was a party, you do not count your drive time. If you're going to another job, drive time is on your own dime, right? But when you're doing a Mary Kay party, were you there for 2 hours or 2.5 hours or 3? How much time did you invest in that party? How many guests were there is the next column. Number of orders. Let's say there were 5 guests, but only 3 people ordered. And so you're going to put that in that spot. The number of bookings. Did you get future bookings at your party? That's a great way to keep your date book full. So how many future bookings did you get? And then the number of skincare sets sold. Now this one's really important. It's something that you want to track every single week and a month. How many skincare sets are you selling? Because those are your really great reorder customers. Those are the people that you want to keep in contact with consistently, because every morning and every night they're washing their face. Those products are going down the drain. Okay? So a skincare set is considered at least, the very minimum, a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a foundation. Okay, so that's a set. Now, obviously, we have some box sets that have more products than that in there. You want to be selling those box sets. You want to be selling the Miracle set, the Clear Proof set, the Time Wise Repair. But for the skincare set, minimum cleanser, moisturizer, foundation should come together. All right. The next part's a little bit kind of starting to get a little tricky. It's just going to have a drop-down menu online where it's going to have all the different ways that you may have earned your money. So was it a skincare class or a facial? Was it an on-the-go appointment? You just ran into somebody, out and about, and all of a sudden they were like, oh, hey, you do Mary Kay? I need something. In fact, I'll tell you the story that I told the other day. I was going to Party City, and I think I was in the store, and I came back out, and I had my car there, right? And so a couple girls were getting out of their cars, and they go, you're the Mary Kay lady, right? And I was like, yeah, what's up? And they said, oh, we need stuff, And so I was like, okay. And I didn't actually recognize them because I see a lot of people. But they recognized me, and obviously they saw my car. But they had been to a skincare class with me probably 6 months before. And I looked up their cards later, and they hadn't bought anything from me back then because they just financially weren't available to do that. I'm not sure what that says. Are we good to just keep going?
Yep.
Okay. So when I saw them, they were like, oh, we need stuff. Do you still have that roll-up bag deal? And I'm thinking, really the full, I don't think I'd ever had an on-the-go sale of a full roll-up bag, a $300 on-the-go sale, And I was like, yeah, we can get $360 worth of product for $2.99. Yeah, we have that. And she's like, I want that. It's like, okay, fantastic. And she had just remembered that. So a little bit of a note, if you don't have products on hand, get those on hand because people want those bags. She'd remember that for 6 months. And then her other friend pops out of the car next to her and she goes, hey, wait, I need stuff too. And she comes running over and she's like, I want that microdermabrasion stuff. I'm like, okay, that's $50. I've got that too. And so I got her address and I said, I'll bring it by tomorrow. I'll deliver it to you. And they're like, fantastic. And I go to her house, and they actually lived in a trailer park, and she had the cash there for me. Really, really amazing, because they had been waiting and maybe saving, and maybe they had just got their tax return back or something, but that was a priority in their head. That was something that they had been thinking about for the last 6 months, that the second they saw me, it kind of jogged their memory, and they wanted that, and they had the money right then and there for it. So really, really amazing. Definitely have your Mary Kay face on when you go out, because you never know who you're going to run into. You want to be ready for business whenever possible. So that would be an on-the-go appointment. Online, personal website sales. Anybody that's shopping online, you're going to put in that category. Shows, collections, previews. This would be like an open house, or something to that effect, where you're not really facialing people, but it's more of a presentation. Preferred customer program mailings. That's PCP. It's our catalog that you can send out every couple of months to your customers. So if they have called you, or if it's a reorder, somebody who's ordering a second time from you would go in that category. So again, that's on the drop-down menu online. So what you want to put in those numbers, or in those categories, is what you sold from that party or on-the-go appointment. Now you are going to put the full retail value. So if I sell a $360 roll-up bag, I'm only charging $2.99 for it. I'm giving them a special because they're getting so much, right? So what I'm going to put in the retail spot, though, I'm going to add up the value of what they ordered, and it's usually about $355, $360, or something to that effect. And I'm going to write that number in here, the full retail value, because that's what needs to go back on my shelf. Okay, so that's what I need to track. Now over here on the sales tax, the first one is sales tax collected. Okay, I don't always charge sales tax on that extra $60 of free stuff that I give them. It's just not worth it to me. I don't care that much. So this is a sales tax that you have collected. Oh, that's not true. It's the full sales tax. It's the full retail sales tax. Okay, so the full retail value, you can just multiply the whole thing by whatever sales tax is where you're at. For us, it's 7.5%, so we would just multiply by 0.075, get that number, and that would be our sales tax. The next one, hostess gifts. Now it says GWP, that stands for gift with purchase, at cost, section 2. So in Mary Kay, we have section 1, which is all of our retail products. Those are things that we resell. And so whenever you look online or in the catalogs, you're going to see the retail prices, but what we pay as consultants is half of that. Now these section 2, gift with purchase, etc., those are business aids. Those are things that we purchase at cost from Mary Kay. And so this may be the current gift with purchase. Like right now we have a mini mascara. It's only $2. Okay. Sometimes we have a little group of things and it's $4. So whatever you have given extra that was a business aid or a gift with purchase, not a retail product that you gave for free, is going to go in that category. The next one, product given away at suggested retail. Here's where that $61 in my roll-up bag would come in, right? So I wrote the full retail value here. Now, product I gave away at retail was $61. Does that make sense? Okay, so the other half, it's almost like two sides of a balance sheet. You're subtracting it from this side. And over here, non-recovered sales tax. And this is why we put our full sales tax here. The non-recovered sales tax, this is what we did not collect. And so this is actually a write-off because we pay it up front to Mary Kay. And when we sell products, if we're not recouping it all, then that's a write-off because we've paid that money out already to the government because they have to take care of their responsibilities right away to the government, and we never have to send money back. And so anything that you're pulling for yourself or samples, you actually can write off half of that sales tax because you didn't sell it for retail, you bought it for wholesale, and you only owe half of the tax on that. Does that make sense? Okay. Other things, as you're going through online, it'll give you the option for your Section 1 and Section 2 wholesale. Make sure to put those in because it's really nice to go back and look and track how much you've ordered, how much have you ordered Section 2. All of those things are write-offs for you. And then we're going to be doing a scoreboard every single week. So you're going to be submitting these to me every Sunday. No matter where you're at, you can submit your weekly accomplishment sheet once you've gone through the whole thing online. So again, the weeks are Sunday through Saturday. So that next day on a Sunday, you're going to go into your Mary Kay in Touch website. You're going to go to that drop-down menu of the weekly accomplishment sheet. You're going to fill it all out if you haven't already. Go through all of the categories. There's even one for who you've interviewed and who you've recruited. So put those things in there. The only thing I don't want in there is like the I'd like help on section where it says booking and coaching. And if you want help on something, call me or Emily or text us. We will help you. If you click on those, it'll just send us an email that says you want help on that. It doesn't actually give you direct help on that. So just call or text us. We'll help you out. But everything else, go ahead and track those numbers. Keep everything really well written down online. And then on Sunday, it will give you that option when you go in to submit it to your director. And when you submit it to us, we get an email and we can go in, and when we have enough of them, we can actually post a scoreboard. And you can see each week where you are compared to all of the other girls in Pink Boot Camp and anybody else in our unit that's submitting those weekly accomplishment sheets. And there's like 15 or 20 different categories. So it's really fun to see where you can get your wins in there and see like who you want to beat for next week. The other thing, when you are going online, you're going to be making sure that you, when you do the drop-down menu for the week, it gives you the options of the weeks. If you're putting it in on a Sunday, you're already into the following week, so you have to make sure that you change the dates to the previous week. And you'll see when you play with it online. If you have questions with that, call or text us. Okay. Something on here that I do want to go into more is your earnings. So this talks about 40%. Do you have grab me a Sharpie? So this is that your earnings are 40%. Now we make 50% of everything that we sell, right? But there's something called money management that I'm going to go through here for you. Thank you. And so I want you guys to kind of look at this. So money management. Now this is for when you have a full store, okay? A full store in Mary Kay, it's not a retail location, but it's considered a certain amount of product so that you can service your customers and have enough of what you need for everybody. And what Mary Kay considers a full store is 3,600 wholesale, okay? So when you have 3,600 wholesale on your shelf, that's when you're going to do your money management like I'm going to show you in just a minute. Up until that point, your goal is to build that. Now, obviously, when you're selling, you want to reorder what you've sold minimum, but from that point on, you want to make sure that you're adding to your inventory. And if you've started with just a little bit of product, I know it's kind of a daunting task to think that you're going to build to 3,600, but that's the ultimate goal. So you want to still take some profit because it's really frustrating to work really hard and not take any profit, but maybe you're going to do like an 80-20 split. 80% goes back to your ordering, so you're building the inventory a little bit, and 20% is your profit, okay? But what I'm going to share with you guys right now is assuming that you have a full store or as much product that you ever want to have on hand in Mary Kay, then this is how you're going to manage your money after that. And what we do is a 60-40 split, okay? So let's assume that you have sold $2,000 in a month. So this is what my sheet says, money management, $2,000 in a month. I'm going to pull that a little bit closer so they can see it better. So with that 60-40 split, 60% of 2,000 is 1,200. And 40% is 800. Well, hello. Nope, a little higher. There we go. So, and maybe it's backwards. But anyways, you guys get the idea. So 60% is 1,200, 40% is 800. 60% is going to go back to your orders, okay? Now, why do we have this extra 10%? Because we make 50% profit, right? We only pay half price for our product, but this extra 10%, about 5% of that is going to be business aids. So your catalogs, your sales tickets, your profile cards, your trays, your face cloths, different things that you need to run your business. And then another 5% of that is going to be like hostess gifts and shipping, products that you're giving away. You just don't want to dwindle your inventory because you're only putting that 50% back. Now, tax goes in here as well. So the tax is a wash. We pay it up front. We recoup it when we sell. So you're going to put the tax back into your order also. Now, this $800, that is your profit. Now, a lot of times when you start your business, you have to take a loan or get a credit card, something to borrow that money to get inventory. Now, even if you borrow from yourself, you want to make sure that you're paying yourself back, okay? Because you want to be at that true legitimate profit level instead of just, oh yeah, I took, $3,600 out of my savings and I didn't put it back, because then you don't feel like you have gotten your return on your money, even if you're making your profit, okay? So with that $800, now, even if you did like a $5,000 loan, which would be your full store and your business aids and anything that you would need to start your business, The maximum I have seen as a repayment per month on that is $150. Okay? Now, you can always pay more, you just can't pay less. All right? So that $150 is going to go to repay your loan. Now, what's left of that profit is $650, and that is for you to do with whatever you please. Okay? This is what we call your pure profit at the end of the time. You have reinvested in your business. If you don't do this, we call it embezzlement from yourself. Okay? You've invested in your inventory to start. You sell it. You don't put that money back into inventory, and all of a sudden you're at ground one again because you don't have your inventory. Okay? If you go to a dress shop and you buy some dresses and they don't restock those dresses, soon those dresses are going to be gone and there's nothing else to sell, and that shop is out of business. Okay? So you have to reinvest in your inventory. And then repaying your loan, and then this $650, you've done everything else you're supposed to do. That's your profit. Do with it whatever you want. And once you've finished repaying this loan, you're going to have that $800 a month, and that's just at selling $2,000 a month. So that's about $500 a week. 3 to 5 parties. Okay, you can push it back again now if you want to. It's really close. And I'm thinking that my mouth isn't like at the same as my voice, so that's going to be fun. Have fun with that. Okay, so weekly accomplishment sheets we did. Is there anything else I'm missing?
I think that's about it.
Okay, I know that I did go through when we were in person. I did the weekly accomplishment sheet on the computer and kind of went through that. But for right now, for this training, I think that's gonna cover it. Please, 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 if you have questions, let us know. Oh, I remember something else. Our Facebook group, it is a secret Facebook group. You cannot find it. You have to talk to us and we'll add you to it if you're committed to being involved in this course, okay? We're not just taking anybody in this course, and we're doing it for free. So the requirement to be in this course is that you're committed to following through with it, okay? So we have a Facebook group for those people that are committed for this current session. We're posting training on there. We're posting our accomplishments and recognition on there, who's winning certain challenges. So the first challenge that we did was on Thursday, and we did a text booking challenge. So if you go, get added into our Facebook group, and then on July 9th, 2015 was where I posted the text booking challenge. And so we have the numbers for how many bookings that our consultants got, and we gave them through midnight on the day up. So we're going to let you do that today. So I didn't even explain anything to them in person, but I have the script posted on our Facebook group. And so I know you're already in that group. You can go to July 9th, look at the text booking challenge, and basically just copy and paste it onto your phone from there. And then you're going to text people. And the gist of it is that you're in a challenge with your other consultants to see how many bookings you can get in July. You need to see at least 30 faces, and can they help you win? Okay? And so, what?
I said I have something to add.
Okay. So between 6 consultants that participated in that on Thursday, we had 39 bookings by the end of the night, which is just fantastic. And, keep doing that throughout, getting those people that maybe wouldn't come in and facial with you other than that. When you have a sense of urgency and you're doing a challenge, and it's fun and it's fabulous, and they don't feel the pressure of, here, be a hostess and get this party of 6 and 7 girls together, sometimes it's easier for them to participate with you. So do that challenge, and if you are just logging on here, just getting part of the group, we'll give you a day to do that challenge as well, and we'll add your numbers to this. And here's Emily.
For those of you that can't make it to the class, thank you so much for still trying to participate and doing these videos, because you're not actually here and we're keeping track of attendance so we can prize you. Every video there's going to be something extra that we want you to do. And so for this video, I want you to either email me or Amber what your favorite thing about this training course was, what outlet you're going to use to get new leads, and what your IPAs for this week are going to be. So once you email us those 3 things, we will count you in for attendance for watching this video course.
Cool.
And then that will work towards getting your extra prizes in your stripe bag at the end of the course.
And I also want to see your weekly accomplishment sheets filled out. So you can take a picture of them or scan it to us. And that's something that we want to see for this week as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
Bye. if you have any questions.
How do we turn it off?